Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about why I'm so passionate about the reverse hyperextension and why I've even made statements in the past like it should be considered criminal negligence for any public gym to not have one of these devices. And for those who don't know the backstory on the reverse hyper is that it's a traction-based device that you do hyperextensions on in a reverse manner that puts the back into traction. And this was invented by Louis Simmons over 30 years ago. He held the patent on it, and that patent helped pay for everything that he did at Westside and everything else. But he broke his back, and then invented this device because he tried everything else as a way to try to rehab his back. And he rehabbed his own back and went back and deadlifted over 700 pounds in his 50s with a broken back as a result of this device. And I've heard people like Dave Tate say that he's seen the results of this for over 30 years. He's seen it produce phenomenal results in strengthening the low back, protecting the low back, prehab, again, helping people overcome injuries, helping prevent injuries, that has allowed tons of his lifters and athletes to just avoid back injuries and back strain during everything that they do, given the nature of conjugate type programming and some of the heavy weights that we handle. So accordingly, I got one of these. I was convinced by Clint Darden to buy one. He talked me into it. Of course, Clint used to be at Westside. I've maintained a friendship with Clint for a decade. We still talk. He's a great guy. And Clint, talked me into buying one. And I bought one, and I knew from day one when I got on it what I felt in my back, that this was something special. This was not just hype. And in my own training, since I've used one at any point where I am using it seriously, I have noticed that I don't get low back soreness. I don't pull my low back. I don't hurt my low back. Even when I've done 600-pound deficit deadlifts and things, in my 40s, I don't get any strain in my low back. My low back never hurts after a heavy deadlift, ever. Okay. I also noticed this was the first exercise that ever gave me DOMs in my glutes. Now, I have gotten it from box squats before too, but this device was the first thing that made me ever get DOMs in my glutes, and it was a weird feeling. And I remember the first time I used it, I had to go take a nap. Like, I used this thing and did 3 sets with it of high reps with like a fairly light weight. I want to say like 90 pounds. And I mean, now you guys see me doing 500-600 pounds for reps. Back then I wasn't. And, I used the device, and it felt like someone had rubbed icy hot all over my spine. Right? That tingling hot feeling, or like someone had injected hot oil, like warm oil, into my spine. And it wasn't painful. It just felt really weird and warm and tingly. And I had to go pass out. And I slept for I took a 30-minute nap after doing it because it just made me knock out. Hey, it's a phenomenal device. And since then, what I've watched with my clients, you guys see a bunch of my clients in the background using one. Many of them own one. Many of them have access to them at their gyms. Here's the thing. I took a client who had some disc herniations in his low back, couldn't deadlift even, moderate weight without pain. He had all sorts of low back spasms, low back pain all the time. We did a lot of other prehab stuff, but the reverse hyper, once he got one, it allowed him to build up, and we got him to where he could deadlift 500 pounds pain free. Well, he still has the disc herniations. Okay, think about that for a moment. Right, that's just absolutely phenomenal. And it's one of the things that I've observed. Every one of my lifters who's had any history of low back pain, we get one of these devices, we put them on it. What happens? Within months, it's gone. Most of the time, maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. But we just keep using it. We keep using it. We get better at it. We live on it. And they stop having low back pain. Their low back recovers from all of their training quicker. Right? It doesn't ever hurt when they do day-to-day things. Like, this is just such an amazing Rehab device. It's an amazing prehab device. Because I'm someone who did suffer a minor low back injury late in high school. So it didn't bother me a whole lot throughout my training career here and there. But when I got the reverse hyper, like there's nothing, there's no pain. It has kept my low back in great shape, and I'm about to be 46. I'll probably be 46 by the time this video comes out. I'm on my second reverse hyper, right? I gave my old one away because I was beating it up to buy a heavier upgrade. For the amount of weight I use, I gave it away to a friend as a gift who needed one because he has a lot of low back issues and he lifts, fairly seriously. It's just very much a part of his lifestyle. Gave it to him, and then I bought my upgrade. It's how much I believe in it. I've bought two and then given the old one away as a gift. I've convinced a dozen or more clients to buy one. I try to push my clients to go to a gym that has one. This thing is amazing. And then on top of that, as far as building your erectors, glutes, and to some extent hamstrings, it's one of the best exercises out there, even for hypertrophy. Right? Your deadlift will climb as a result of this exercise. It is arguably one of the best inventions behind the loadable barbell for strength training, right? I would say I'd place it number 2, right behind the loadable barbell as far as just amazing innovations and inventions. And because of that and the things that I've observed with it, I'm very passionate about pushing this device. I'm very passionate about people having access to one. And when I say that because of what I've seen and what many of us know about this device, it really is criminally negligent for a gym to not have one. There should be one of these in every gym. There should be one of these in every rehab center. Any person who's over about the age of 35 or 40 who doesn't have one of these in their house should have one. Right? Because even then, you don't need to use it just at the gym. You reach middle age, you should probably be using this thing at home. And it's something I stress. It's worth it. Buy it. Make space for it. People say, well, I don't have the space or the money. Yes, you do. This is not something that should be optional. I mean, really and truly, if you're trying to work out and be fit, you're over the age of 35, this should not be optional. If you've ever had low back pain or a pull of any type from training or exercise or anything else, this device should not be optional. You absolutely need to find a way to get one and have it in your house. I don't care what company you buy it from, even if you get the little light one like this. But find a place for it. It is absolutely worth it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.